Well, this White House visit was all about papering over the cracks of a relationship that should be very good. I mean, the US and Mexico have relations, as well as their northern neighbor, with Canada in a free trade agreement. They have known each other for centuries, but we have not seen a low like this in a number of years. President Obrador, for example, did not, as we all know, attend the Summit of the Americas last month in the West Coast because he thought that Cuba, Nicaragua and others should be invited. But this very much a sort of catch-up session with the Biden administration. Let's listen to the two leaders.
Mr. President, this is a relationship that directly impacts the daily lives of our people. And despite the overhyped headlines that we sometimes see, you and I have a strong and productive relationship.
In spite of our differences and our grievances that are not easy to forget, neither with time nor with good intentions, on many occasions we've been able to meet and work together as good friends and true allies.
But behind the scenes of mutual friendship, there are big differences. Immigration, of course, the biggest one. 38 million Mexicans, Mexican origin, people live in the US, 1 million US citizens. And as we know, there are record numbers crossing the border. We have had announcements on some sort of border security and also reaching out to the root causes of migration across the southern US border, across Mexico. But essentially, it's tinkering at the edges. President Obrador wants 300,000 new visas, half for Mexicans, half for Central Americans to come on. As we know, there's historic employment here. Anyone can get a job. Migrant jobs are waiting. But the toxic nature of US domestic politics rules that out. And they have differences on Ukraine, for example. Mexico very neutral, saying getting into Ukraine, it was a really stupid decision by the US. They are acting in a neutral capacity. They even have differences over the extradition of Julian Assange from the UK. And also, when it comes to the trade relationship, even though under the Trump administration, NAFTA was replaced with the USMCA treaty, there has been a lot of friction over a more nationalized policy when it comes to the petroleum industry in Mexico. A lot of workers' rights cases being brought by the US against Mexico, and the feelings are that when it comes to inflation, when it comes to geopolitical orbit, that both administrations, despite their left-leaning, are really not on the same page. We'll wait and see how this relationship develops, but it is not a good week or a good year or a good administration for US-Mexico ties. Nathan King, CGTN, just outside the White House.